So, hey, just the first thing I want to ask you about is what do you guys have to take from the trip to Ann Arbor in terms of kind of getting better from it?
Turnovers and defense, really. Just going back to our basic things, not getting out rebounded, not having 8 to 9 turnovers in the first half, and then just a bunch of little things, defensive breakdowns, focusing more on our defensive schemes and what we're doing to stop them. I think it's just the simple things we got to refocus on. I think we got comfortable. We got out to a shaky start, and then they got out to a great start, played great the entire game. And whenever we have breakdowns, we have turnovers, and we're not rebounding, and we're not shooting well, it's hard to win that game.
Can it be a kind of a backhanded positive thing to show you what happens when you can't count on just outscoring everyone?
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing that we can take away from this game is that whenever the ball goes through, we still have to be able to hone in on the other things and still come out with the win.
Something that was weird was it seems like everybody's shots were long. Was there any sort of rhyme or reason to that?
No. I think it's
random.
just how the day was, really.
Yeah. Hey, the other thing I wanted to ask you about, this is kind of random. Catch and shoot threes. This is something this team's been really good at. I'm probably not asking this at the best time, but is there a challenge to, or is there a science to making catch and shoot shots specifically?
I think you can create a science for anything whenever you break it down into different small steps, different fundamentals. I would say that there's a science to it, but it's not like rocket science, really. It's what we do every single day, so it's just, I think that the work is showing, and we just got to keep going and not let one. I know I had a bad shooting game, and there are others on the team that might not have had a good shooting game. We just can't let that take us away from what we've been doing. I think that's probably the worst game we played all season as a whole and individually, especially myself. So we can't let one bad game take away from the success we've had, but we can't not learn from one game. We have to be able to learn from it, move on, keep doing what we're doing. Still a great team, still have great individual players, but we definitely need to learn from it and not let that happen again.
The shots you've been making all season, those probably weren't the shots you were getting in high school. Because I think that you kind of ISO'd a little bit, right? When you got threes in high school, was it an adjustment for you learning how to catch the ball, be ready to shoot, and actually make the shot, that whole operation, or did it come pretty natural?
I didn't necessarily get it in high school. I didn't get those catch and shoot threes because I either had the ball or I was, like you said, in the ISO situation. Up here, I knew that once I committed to come here, I knew what kind of role I was going to be. I was going to be a lot more off the ball, catching, driving, catching, shooting, just being ready to make a play like that. And so whenever I committed, I decided to start working on things like that. And then whenever I got here, I was even more, I had more opportunities available to me to learn what type of shots I needed to get, different coaches, different GAs helping me. So that's the biggest thing, just constantly adjusting to what the team needs from me.
Do you have a process? I walk by, coming into the building, I see you in Cardinal all the time by yourself. You have a process in terms of how many shots you get up when you come in every day, anything like that?
I haven't necessarily calculated the amount of shots, but I've been coming in every day, almost every single day. And I've put together a little routine for myself, a little ball handling, inside finishing, free throws, and perimeter shots. So it just makes me feel more comfortable, see the ball go through, and then it's also working on all the game shots that I'll get.
Repetition seems really important in terms of the form. So I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Your form always seems really consistent, right?
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
For sure. I think just having the same shot every single time is the best thing that you can do. Being consistent with the same shot so that whenever you are making it, you can keep making, and then if you're missing, you can figure out what's wrong and go back to your fundamentals to adjust.